So let's take you through the grid for our second junior Rotax heat. It will be the same starting order as the previous one earlier on this morning. So Gustav Susakovs and Kasper Schürmanns will line up on the front row. Leon Zelenko will line up alongside Heat 1 winner Austin Lee with Mikkel Pedersen and Alberto Kiko Fracassi on row 3. Enzo Bol and Dion van Verven will round out row 4 with Tommy van der Stoys and Boluet completing the top 10. Georgios Kafantaris, Aaron Krepsik, Leandro Fischer, Max Cuthbert, Scott Marsh, Maxim Sechurko, Aljaz Vidmar, Martin Ernesto Varga, Maximilian Schreier, Vic Stevens, Lotus Tveen, Tino Sidler, Sebastian Koch, Olivier Jonkers, Thomas Rudokas, Christoph Sala and Noah Janssen rounding out the 27-strong grid. I would expect that Christoph Sala might be a non-starter in this second heat. Drivers now going out onto their formation lap. Ahead of another 7 minutes plus an additional lap of racing. Still quite a significant amount of standing water on the start-finish straight. Heading on the outside, heading into turns 1 and 2 under the gantry as the red lights are ignited. And primed to go out once it's declared that it's going to be a good start. So it will be down to Gustav Susakovs and Kasper Schürmanns, who is very much in close competition with Enzo Bol for third place. So the drivers will now bunch up and get into position as we get ready to go racing for the second time. Junior Rotax heat number 2 is lights out. We're underway. Yusakovs gets a better start this time, and Austin Lee slingshots past Kasper Schürmanns on the run through turn 2 for the first time. Drivers heading through the right-hand sweep here at turn 3, standing water on the inside in the approach to the braking zone. 3 wide at very many points. Mikkel Pedersen looks to have run a little bit wide coming out of the exit of turn number 4. The Dane looks to assert himself and get up into P5 by turn 6. Can't get through, and he is through for 5th position. Drivers now 2 wide at some points going through turn 7 and turn 8. So Yusakovs leads the way, followed by Austin Lee as they go through turn number 12. 3rd and 4th, it is now Kasper Schürmanns, who is ahead of Leon Zelenko. Enzo Bol goes towards the outside on the approach to turn 12 on Mikkel Pedersen, and now retakes 5th place. It's getting very close. Tino Sidler in one of the skirmishes. Scott Marsh trying to make it 3 wide over the crest, and he does so, gets the inside line for turn 13. One of the Birol Art carts round to the outside. But the lead for Gustav Susakovs at the moment is just over 0.2 of a second. Austin Lee remaining in 2nd position. A little bit of a distance between the 2.72 and the 2.40. And as very, very close indeed for several of the drivers. I think Maximilian Schreier was around the outside, possibly. One of the drivers might have been Noah Janssen. The driver still scrabbling for traction on what is a very, very wet circuit. As very sideways from Leon Krepsik coming out of turn 12. He put the hammer down and the back right wheel touched the outside of the circuit and then nearly put him sideways. Some battles as again it's getting to be 3 wide. Scott Marsh is not having an easy time. Tommy van der Stoys now up into 6th position. He's going to start chasing after Enzo Bol, who's the one in front of him. Mikkel Pedersen, 3-way scrap for a little bit further back with the likes of Alberto Kiko Fracassi, Dion van Verven and Maxim Sechurko. Sechurko placed 8th in the previous heat, and his countryman Thomas Rudokas finished in 11th. So Olivier Jonkers looks to possibly be out of the race early doors. Might not even have made it out. Back end of the field, Sebastian Koch from Belgium for Dams Racing, rounding out the 25 strong that are still running. Good move by Tommy van der Stroys up the inside of Enzo Boll as Austin Lee goes up the inside of Gustav Susakovs through turn number 11 to now take the lead. And what is lap number 3? As the two leaders make their way through turns 13 and 14. Now, Tommy van der Stroys, well, Gustav Susakovs on the previous tour did take the fastest lap. Now it goes to Austin Lee. 1 minute 5.242. And his fastest lap last time was 1 minute 6.3. So the circuit is now a second faster than it was in the previous heat. So Austin Lee was leading at the end of lap number 3. And Gustav Susakovs by just under 4 tenths. Kasper Schulman's in third place. Leon Zelenko and Tommy van der Stroys now round out the top 5. Maxim Sochurko is trying to get himself up the order. He looks to be is around about 8th position as Maximilian Schreier has a little bit of a tangle and he goes off the circuit onto the grass. The 2:53 for Germany. That might have been that is the 2:69 of Vic Stevens. Tino Sidler trying to catch up those in front, but he looks to be passed. And that might be Max Cuthbert. So Tommy van der Stroy is really closing in on Leon Zelenko and Kasper Schulman. So van der Stroy's on the verge of trying to go for a P3 finish. Can't really see a definitive racing line showing up just yet, but with the Mojo wet weather tyres, as here goes van der Stroy up the inside. Oh, he nearly got 2 for the price of 1, then had to back out of it. So both Schulmans and Zelenko both got back past through turn number 11. So with 1.5 minutes to go, Austin Lee looking to make it 2 for 2 so far on heat stay. Just under 1.1 seconds behind Gustav Susakovs, Kasper Schulmans and Leon Zelenko rounding out the top 4. Van der Stroy is closing in on them as Maxim Sochurko has made further ground and is closing in on all people. Of all people, it's Mikkel Pedersen from Denmark in the 2:55 who rounds out the top 6. So Alberto Kiko Fracassi still holding on to that 9th place for the moment. Ahead of Vic Stevens from Belgium. And 45 seconds on the clock remaining. Still all to play for positions. And I'm completely honest, Sochurko is looking for a move up the inside through turn 12. Switch back from Pedersen straight away. Here we go onto the penultimate lap. Sochurko in the back, in the slipstream is now. Van der Stroy up the inside for P4 on Leon Zelenko. Splashes up a little bit of water through the curbing. Oh, that was a bit wide from Pedersen, and up the inside goes Sochurko to now take the position. Pedersen's going to try and get the overspeed round the outside. That's brave through turn number 6, and he makes it through. Great work by the Dane. Now Van der Stroy has Schulmans in the crosshairs because the timer has run out. Van der Stroy switches to the outside through turn 12. He's got the run, he's got the slipstream. He's alongside Schulmans down to turn 12. The 240 will have the inside line, but then another switchback attempt. Van der Stroy trying to put the throttle down, jumping up and down in the kart, and Schulmans was able to pull away quite quickly. Zelenko's closed in on them as Austin Lee starts the final lap of the race. Van der Stroy now in the tow as they go through turn 3, up the inside, through on Kasper Schürmanns. He's wrestling with the steering of the car, and Schürmanns had the confidence and the presence of mind to put it through. But then, again, trying to go through on the inside at turn 4. That was not what Tommy van der Stroy's wanted. He wanted to make the move. He's now going to try through turn 6. Bumps over the curbs and nearly a little bit of a tangle. That's going to allow Zelenko to go towards the outside of van der Stroy's. And the Croatian goes round through turn 7. Is he going to make it through turn 8? No, van der Stroy's gets through, and then straight away the Croatian dives up the inside through into turn 9. This is allowing Schürmanns to get through, but and now this could happen. Zelenko pulls away from van der Stroy. Schürmanns looking up the inside. He's trying to force the issue. A cross-back attempt from van der Stroy's. And this is allowing Mikkel Pedersen to get through. But Austin Lee makes his way over the crest for what is going to be the final time. And it's 2 for 2 for Austin Lee in as many races. Gustav Susakovs once again finishing in second. And look at the scramble for 4th place. It's going to be Tommy van der Stroy's. Maxim Sachurko, what a drive from the young Lithuanian, taking 5th place at the end of it all, ahead of Mikkel Pedersen. Kasper Schürmanns, unfortunately, ending up in 7th, ahead of Enzo Boll, who rounds out the top 8, with Alberto Kiko Fracassi and Vic Stevens completing the top 10 positions. Top 10 covered by 9.8 seconds at the end of that race. But Austin Lee, great drive from the youngster, made the switch to JJ Racing last year at the Rotax Max Challenge International Trophy at Le Mans, and has settled in very nicely. So Austin Lee wins the race ahead of Gustav Susakovs, Leon Zelenko, Tommy van der Stroy's, Maxim Sachurko, Mikkel Pedersen, Kasper Schürmanns, Enzo Boll, Alberto Kiko Fracassi and Vic Stevens rounding out the top 10. It was then Maximilian Schreier, Dion van Verden, Max Cuthbert, Boluet, Tino Sidler, Thomas Ludorkas, Scott Marsh and Leandro Fischer, with Georgios Kafantaris and Adam Krepsik rounding out the top 20. Aljaz Vidmar, Martin Ernesto Varga, Lotus Tveen, Noah Jansen and Sebastian Koch rounding out the 25 finishers, with Olivier Jonkers not out very early, with Christoph Stahler with a non-start.